According to Psychology Today, official statistics show as many as 28% of children are abused while in foster care. I want to inform the class on the issues that are being neglected that need to be improved and changed in order to support the well-being of children in foster care. During this speech, we will cover the categories of foster care that need sudden change, how we as a society can contribute to this improvement with a focus on how mental health of children is being negatively impacted by the system. Being a social and behavioral science major, I have taken an interest in the psychology of humans and their behavior with a special focus on children. I spend a lot of time reading and learning about the repercussions that people experience due to trauma in their childhood. We're going to begin with the issue of overcrowding in foster care facilities. Due to overcrowding in foster care, children are not getting the attention that they need to flourish. It's important that children have one-on-one counselors, that they can talk about their concerns and feelings, discuss their needs with, and also even about what type of family that they would like to be placed with. Many of these children have been through extreme trauma, unfathomable to any normal person, physical and mental abuse, and they need therapy to overcome and deal with their tragedies. Oftentimes, if a child does not deal with trauma, it will trickle into their adult life. This can affect future relationships and friendships, and also their ability to succeed as adults in society. They're even more at risk for drug abuse, mental illnesses like depression and anxiety, which can then lead to self-harm and suicide. Here's a quote from a great article I found titled, "Understanding Adoption, a Developmental Approach." I think it can help us better understand foster care children and adopted children. Adoption may make normal childhood issues of attachment, loss, and self-image even more complex. Children who were adopted as infants are affected by the adoption throughout their lives. Children adopted later in life come to understand adoption during a different developmental stage. Those who have experienced trauma or neglect may remember such experiences, which further complicates their self-image. Children need to have ongoing psychiatric attention throughout their time in foster care system, and if this is not recognized, we are corrupting the system even further, as oftentimes children do not overcome their trauma, they end up returning to foster care. We can battle the issue of overcrowding by advocating for more foster care facilities, more therapists, and more guidance for families who want to foster a child. We have gone over the issue that children are not getting the special attention they need due to overcrowding in foster care, which leads me to my second point, mindless placement of a child. Oftentimes, children are in need of a foster home. They are mindlessly placed into a home that is not suitable for them. It is not a home that they are placed in that was taken with much consideration to their needs. They are going to suffer more if this happens. Unfortunately, some foster parents are not looking to actually take care of and nurture a child. They are doing it more for financial stability because they receive monthly compensation for fostering a child. All members of a family need to be on the same page when welcoming a foster care child into their home. Because of all the changes that they have already endured, a foster kid may already feel like they're out of place, so it's very important to welcome them into a home that is good for them. Showing them that they are important and valuable can make a world of a difference. Foster parents need to go through evaluations before being allowed to have a child. If they have any history of drug abuse, alcohol abuse, domestic violence, or criminal activity, it is not suitable for a foster child. Families that have a history of negative activity and abuse will further damage a child when the whole point of foster care is providing a safe and comforting home for a child in need. I would now like to cover the system's neglection of children's mental health. I have previously mentioned mental health, but I want to focus why paying special attention to the psychology of a child's mind is important in their development. Children who are in foster care often are there because they have parents that have failed them or they have died. A quote from Safi.com, an article titled "Mental Health Among Foster Care and Children" says, of the 400,000 plus children in foster care in America, it's estimated that nearly 80% suffer from a significant mental health issue. That is nearly 4 to 5 times the incidence that's found within the general population. We need to consider how these children have been abused and neglected. They need to be placed in homes that are good for them. After covering the ideas and solutions I think that can save our foster care system, I want to leave you with a couple gut-wrenching statistics that may ignite something in you. 20% of children who are in foster care will become instantly homeless. Only half of foster care children who age out of the system will have some form of gainful employment by the age of 24. We as a society need to pay more attention to the care of children in foster care to ensure that they have more sufficient and rewarding lives. Just because somebody was stuck in a situation that they cannot control does not mean that they are stuck there.